Hello, welcome back to the Sunday Serving channel. A word of hope and truth from the gospel every week to inspire us, to give us conviction and joy in continuing to do God's work on this beautiful earth with people. So we're getting close to Easter. We also are living in a world where there's a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. All of our hearts are thinking of the people of the Ukraine, with the conflict going there, with the many refugees, especially the children. But yet there's a lot of hope because people are being generous and saying, what can I do to help? And I think that's an important thing, is what can I do to serve others, to serve God, to be more faithful to Jesus' commands and words in the gospel. So I was thinking, what's a good gospel passage that helps instruct us to be open to do God's work? And I was thinking, what about the disciples? They had to be open to do God's work, to do Jesus' bidding. And there's a wonderful story in the Gospel of Luke, the 9th chapter of Luke, where Jesus sent his disciples out into the world to do his work. It says, when Jesus had called the 12 together, he gave them power and authority to drive out all demons and to cure diseases. Now right there, so he's calling his disciples. It says he sent them out, but he gave them authority to drive out demons and cure diseases. That indicates that Jesus thought those are two separate things, or two different things, or unique. You know, that there's people that are sick, that need healing. And there's also demons, spirits, that are bad, that can control us, control our hearts or minds, that people need freeing from. And Jesus gave those disciples the authority to do that in his name. And he sent them out to proclaim the kingdom of God and to heal the sick. So there's what's important. If we're going to go out and help and ease the suffering and tension in this world, what's our main message? Shouldn't it be this here? Because Jesus sent his disciples out to proclaim the kingdom of God, and heal the sick. Tell people there is a new kingdom coming where Jesus is in control, where God is in control, where love, where forgiveness, where justice rule. It's not a kingdom of this earth, but it's the kingdom of God, the kingdom of Jesus, and it's coming. And to heal the sick, whether that's by helping them, bringing them to a hospital, if you have skills like a doctor or a nurse, or just showing love, giving a cup of water, like what the Good Samaritan did to the traveler that was beaten up on the road. That's healing the sick. But let's go on here from the gospel. He told them, take nothing for the journey. No staff, no bag, no bread, no money, no extra shirt. Whatever house you enter, stay there until you leave that town. If people do not welcome you, leave their town and shake the dust off your feet as testimony against them. So that's interesting. I mean, I wonder what that means. So Jesus told them, don't bring extra stuff with you. Don't bring a bag of money. Don't bring, travel light. Don't bring extra clothing. Depend on the hospitality of the people that you're going to visit. I think I've heard that there's a saying in the Talmud that when the priests or the rabbi went to the temple, they were not supposed to bring a staff or even their shoes or an extra cloak with them, to signify that there was nothing more important for them than serving God. And I wonder if that maybe plays into this instruction, that when we go out, there should be nothing more important than the task of proclaiming God's kingdom, of healing the sick. That's the most important thing. Maybe also that we're dependent on other people's hospitality. And then this part about you don't need to press your message on people. Proclaim it. Tell it. Show it in deeds. And if it's not wanted, then, hey, all the best. peace be with you, God bless you, and move on. But it goes here, it says they set out and went from village to village, proclaiming the good news and healing people everywhere. So this power of God that Jesus gave to them, they used it. They believed it. It was more than just going out and talking. They had the power from Jesus to heal people. People were healed from their diseases. And the good news was proclaimed. Then it goes on, then Herod the Tetrarch heard about what was going on, and he was perplexed because some were saying that John had been raised from the dead, others that Elijah had appeared, and still others that one of the prophets from long ago had come back to life. But Herod said, I beheaded John. Who then is this that I hear such things about? And he tried to see him. So Herod, representing the evil powers of rulers of the earth, the kings who ruled with a heavy hand, he had squashed John the Baptist. He'd had him killed, beheaded, because he was scared. He was scared of anything new that would take power away from his own political power. And Herod was interested in Jesus because he was causing such a stir. Who knows what he had in mind? But Jesus knew better than to go to Herod at that point. But he went to the people and he proclaimed the good news. He sent his disciples out. So in this world, what does that mean to us? Does Jesus want us to go and proclaim the good news, the message of the gospel, to do what we can to respond to suffering, to heal the sick? And let's do that with the the assurance that the power from on high will be given and the message of the kingdom will be heard. I think that's part of peacemaking. So that's a very encouraging passage to me. I hope it encourages you. And there's little ways to do this. We obviously are not one of the 12 disciples of Jesus, but every one of us is a disciple who believe in Jesus. And we have to believe that this power of Jesus is alive today. So God bless you. Go out, do the good work. Have a wonderful week. Remy, where are we going to go out? Let's try out down by the river there, shall we? Oh, she's on a sit-down strike. Maybe she's shaking the dust off her feet.